This edition of the Ridley Report is brought to you by NewHampshireFreePress.com.
All right, staying here with Mike Coutu from Jaffrey, New Hampshire. And you said you've got a new problem with the city in Jaffrey, the town in Jaffrey. Let me rephrase that. It was actually the town of Peterborough where there's a problem. But I do want to explain a little bit about who Gene is. He's the guy that puts on the annual Live Free or Die Festival in Jaffrey. All right, so we have a reenactment in progress now of a Revolutionary War battle. And he's always crossing horns with someone in the government. That's why we Free Staters like him so much. But some of you had a problem with Peterborough recently.
Oh, yes, big time. For 2 years in a row, we put out 4x4 rally, which are political signs, been protected under the First Amendment. It's been ruled 3 times just in the 90s in U.S. Supreme Court that content, size, or location, anywhere, private town or public lands, any political sign, even though you may hate all these little plastic signs everywhere, but they're hands off. In other words, it's a direct violation of your First Amendment rights to screw with a political sign. Well, once a year on this property owned by Rite Aid Corporate out of Concord that gives me permission for this town to put my big rally envelope signs here, the code enforcement officer in the town of Peterborough, unlike any other town in the Monadnock region that goes ahead and just respects our right to have those signs out and road signs out for 2 weeks out of the year every year for the Live Free or Die rally, except the town of Peterborough. And the code enforcement officer stole that sign off of this lot, ordering one of the town employees to remove it, wouldn't tell me where it went. So right now we've got them in.
And it's a Live Free or Die Festival sign.
Right, it's a political sign. It's got all over it, you know, the legalized marijuana, privacy, rights protection, all that. It's a political event. The U.S. Supreme Court did not rule that it's only for political elections. It clearly states for any political event, that makes my signs the very political signs.
And what do you want to do about this?
Oh, currently we've demanded the town of Peterborough for all their oaths. They haven't taken their oaths of office. They don't want to take their oaths of office because, like we told the local press, and it was in the local press, that by taking the oath of office in the state of New Hampshire, they're required to take it under law, and if we get them into, by them taking it, and we're forcing them to take it, that they're required for their office to step down by taking it, because the minute they take their oath of office, we can file a petition on them in Superior Court for violation of that oath of office. So they're all freaking out right now. They got about 20 days on our last attorney's demand.
Because the oath will be to the U.S. and New Hampshire Constitution.
Oh yes. And if you look at if you look under,
you're saying they haven't taken the oath,
right? And under state law, you have to take the oath to both the New Hampshire State Constitution, U.S. Constitution. And the reason New Hampshire has so many problems with public official corruption and why we don't have scandal in New Hampshire is because, unlike other states, we don't have what's called municipal ethic codes enforcement. We have municipal ethic codes, but no penalties. People don't understand. The penalties are a separate law. In the state of New Hampshire, that's what you would think that the motto Live Free or Die stands for the people. It doesn't. It stands for the politicians. They're all running around on the honor system in New Hampshire because they can't be prosecuted only by a private citizen, and that law was only put into effect about 7 years ago.
All right, so Mike Coutu of Jaffrey, New Hampshire, doing what he does best, holding the government's feet to the fire. It's Dave Ridley signing out for RidleyReport.com this November 2nd, 2008. This edition of the Ridley Report is brought to you by NewHampshireFreePress.com, the libertarian paper cranking out great news and opinion since early 2006. NewHampshireFreePress.com.